You are not supposed to go to the house of a person you are not married to. The brother is there, backing up from the bed of fornication. Consequences. What will God say? How will God see this? Is this what God expects of me? Is this what the word of God says over my life? What will happen? Am I communicating here? You are not married, a lady is spending the night in your house. A born-again Christian won't do that. What are you doing visiting a brother you are not married to? Why are you going to his house? You are not to go to the house of somebody you are not married to. You are not supposed to go to the house of a person you are not married to. Some people think when they bring a sister to apostle, it means anything is approved. In fact, if you bring a sister to me and you're going to sin after then, the judgment that comes on you. That's what's going on now. Brothers are speaking in tongues, holding microphone and doing nonsense with sisters. The brother is there, backing up from the bed of fornication. Take your seat. It's important that we understand this truth. And the sister is there just looking at you, say you are praying, and you lure her with the talk. And some of you young ladies, once you hear marriage, it's like there's something that turns to your brain. I will marry you is a statement, it's a proposal. Sleeping with him is tangible. Somebody gave you something abstract. You gave him something tangible. I will marry you is abstract. Sexual connection is tangible. So how do you give somebody something tangible when what he gave you is something abstract? And it's so bad that it's even the sisters now that are putting themselves under that mess. I'm sorry to say. We can't wed people that are already wedded. We don't marry people twice. Someone is addicted to alcohol and is giving scriptures why he must drink. You see, being a disciple is sacrifice. What your body wants, you deny it. You know, one of the reasons I can talk like this because I'm not expecting money from you. So I can't filter what I'm saying. I'm not expecting money. I don't expect anything from you. You're already here. So even if you choose to leave, you will hear it first before you leave. You employ somebody who's supposed to be a believer, a bond. You employ him, and he's thinking about to rip you off. You bring in people from church into your investment, and they met unbelievers there. They are the one trying to corrupt the unbelievers on how to steal. Let's begin to pursue discipleship. Facilitating a new season. In as much as God is a God that wants us to enjoy season, is also a God that believes that you should not be in a season for too long. In this kingdom, we don't wish, we walk. There is nothing like waiting or wishing for miracle. It's called walking of miracles. Nothing worked until it is worked. The truth that sets free is not free. What you disrespect, you can't attract. Anytime a prophecy comes your way, ask for the condition. Winston Churchill said responsibility is the price of greatness. Many people are serving a God that they don't know. You can't attack error with error. Knowing God and knowing about God are two different things. Religiosity is knowing about God. Spirituality is knowing God. Something doesn't have to make sense to you for it to be right. You are too infinitesimal for something to make sense to you. God is too big to make sense to you. Listen to me. No man is God, but God uses men. See, you can quote scriptures back to back. Scriptural accuracy is not intimacy. Your revelations might be accurate, but if we don't see love in your delivery, we discard it. The Bible is so big that it can fulfill any agenda. So scriptural proof and scriptural evidences are not signs of intimacy. If you must know the true God, your Christianity must cost you something. When the devil wants to walk this end time, he doesn't use the word, he uses the church. Don't follow any trend that rubbishes the supernatural. Satan knows a day will come in your life. All you will need to get out of trouble is the supernatural. Without power, Christianity is a club, because the Bible is a book of supernatural. How do you explain Daniel spending the night with hungry lions? Jesus walked on the water. He took 5 loaves of bread and fed 5,000 men. Somebody touched the hem of his garment and became healed. Moses stretched his rod and the sea parted. Jesus took water and commanded it to turn to wine. Joshua commanded the sun to stand still, and the sun stood still. That was not a movie. If God allows this generation to continue without intervention, he may have to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah.